In NASCAR, one of the worst things to do is block a competitor and fail. Blocking is something you're supposed to do to defend your position on the racetrack, but when you fail and crash yourself and many others, that's when it becomes really stupid. And this is what we're going to look at in this video. Michael McDowell throws a late race block to try to win the race during the 2024 Talladega race. He ends up clearing himself off of Keselowski's nose, sending him into the other cars and in the wall, crashing and ruining his race and a shot at the win. Michael McDowell throws a horrible block and it goes wrong.
There he goes to make his move. He's going to switch back over. Oh, the block, and around goes the 34. And Reddick steals one. That was almost exactly how Brad won this race, his first race. Huge wreck here, guys. Reddick.
Oh my God! Great work, guys! Woo!
Built by Gragson off his bumper, and away we go. Make the move to the outside. McDowell blocks him high, goes to the bottom, and look at the energy coming with Gragson. Brad was able to utilize that block, pushes him, and that was one block too many on McDowell's behalf. Turned him around.
In the mid-pack during the 2010 Pocono race, saw a horrible block by teammates of AJ Allmendinger and Casey Kane. What ensued behind them was a ginormous crash that would have the race end under caution. No drivers were injured, but this was a horrific crash on the back straightaway at Pocono, with Casey Kane even almost going over the wall.
Is Kyle leaving the car?
He had been cutting it.
Oh,
Big.
Casey Kane gets turned around. Greg Biffle involved. Mark Martin is there. No caution has come out. Piles in, and now the caution.
He knew that was going to be big when he saw the 9 coming back across the racetrack.
Watch, you see Casey Kane, the Budweiser car. He's going to make a run, and Allmendinger is going to take him all the way to the grass on a block.
Yeah, and I think Allmendinger, I think AJ felt like, okay, I'm this far down. He's not going to be there now.
And I mean, right in front of Mark Martin and Biffle. Who's that? Is that Truex in there?
Win at all costs is a motto in modern NASCAR that means more than you will ever think. And Carl Edwards did everything he could to try to win the 2016 championship. On the restart, he threw a late block on Joey Logano, sitting himself hard in the wall, crashing out and collecting others. But ultimately, this would be the demise of Carl Edwards' championship and his career.
Kyle Larson, the outside. Carl Edwards on the inside. Green flag back in the air. They're blocking. Good go down low. Carl Edwards into the wall. He got tagged by the 22. Big hits by the 19. And the caution comes back out again.
That is exactly what we saw Joey Logano was going to try to do. The 22 gets a big run. Carl sees him coming. He goes to block. 22 does not slow up. Stays in the throttle. Big wreck.
Trying to win the Daytona 500, the biggest race of the year, Ryan Newman blocks Ryan Blaney and ends up successfully blocking him to the top. But when he came back to the bottom, their bumpers just touched at a bad angle, sending Newman into a horrific crash, one that will never be forgotten in the history of NASCAR.
Not at all. Ryan Newman off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside. Wow. Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof, Ryan Newman comes across the line, 4th. And comes to rest. Scoring unofficial between Hamlin and Blaney as far as who crossed the finish line first. Blaney tried the top side, tried to get low. Ryan Newman goes around, and the car goes to its roof, and here's the onrushing Corey LaJoie picking it up and over.
As teammate Chase Elliott tries to pass Kyle Larson at Fontana during the 2022 season, Kyle Larson throws a bad block on Chase Elliott, putting him into the wall and ruining Elliott's shot at a good finish and the victory. Needless to say, Elliott was extremely upset after the race. Continuing off teammates, Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon definitely had a feud going on in 2010, but it all boiled over at Talladega when Johnson pushed Gordon below the double yellow line, sending him down there, losing control and almost crashing. Gordon lost many positions and ended up hurting his finish.
4 times, a little upset.
I guess they thought you got into him, I guess.
Oh, he's treated different than everybody else.
Here he cuts down in front of Jeff Gordon with a trail of cars. And I'm going to tell you something. Jeff Gordon done a great job not wrecking. But now...
we got a huge push down the back straightaway. I don't know who it was, 39 maybe, or somebody gave me a big shove. And I was coming 10 miles an hour faster than anybody. And the 48 is testing my patience, I can tell you that. It takes a lot to make me mad, and I'm pissed right now. I mean, you know, when a car's going that much faster, I don't know what is with me and him right now, but, you know, whatever. But
staying on the topic of Talladega and Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman throws the stupidest block known to man. Joey Logano and Clint Boyer had a huge run down the backstretch, and Alex Bowman just tries to block the run. I mean, it's something that was so dumb in the moment, I will never understand why this even happened.
That was a really late block from Chase Elliott. I think fortunate to get away with that.
How about Alex Bowman in the 88? He gets a shove. He's going to go sideways right in front of the pack. The 48 caught up, and the 9 is caught up. The caution has come out.
Trying to block for the win, Bubba Wallace throws a late block on best friend Ryan Blaney that ultimately was unsuccessful. Bubba Wallace would crash himself out of the victory at Talladega when he had a chance to win. This was only in the first set of corners, and usually when you throw a block like this, you want it to be later down on the racetrack.
I think that's damage from Chastain. Moved to the middle, got into the side of him a little bit. Keselowski gave Bubba a bump to the lead. White flag. Next flag ends the race.
Down.
Big push. Blaney turns Bubba him around, goes Bubba into Keselowski, around here. Another hard shot. Allmendinger. Caution waves with Kyle Busch in front.
These next two clips are from the exact same race, and they're not very far apart. On lap 66 of 75 during the Busch Light Clash during the 2020 season, Kyle Busch and Joey Logano get together after a late block is thrown, sending them and multiple others into a crash. The next clip we're going to show shows a bad block by Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson, and they ensue another wreck.
They cough? Did they just shut off? Did they sputter? What?
Well, most of the cars have a reserve fuel switch in it, so the guys know about a lap ahead of time when it's going to run out, so they'll feel it sputter if they turn that up.
And
sorry, James.
Kyle Busch almost saved it. He collects Logano, and he's in the wall with Keselowski.
Yeah, you saw Joey Logano trying to keep Kyle Busch behind him, tried to block him, and Kyle went to the inside, and I think they made a little bit of contact and around, or what really just ultimately created this mess. So here's a big push coming from teammate Denny Hamlin. Kyle's got a huge run, gets right to the rear bumper of Joey Logano, and you can see as he pops out. I mean, I don't know if the air turned Joey a little bit or they made contact first, but around went Joey Logano.
With 9 laps to go, the Busch Clash at Daytona is under caution for this.
That outside lane's materializing pretty good. Big run. Chase Elliott, trying to get to the outside of the 42 at Kyle Larson.
Whoa, down to the bottom and they touch.
Oh, another wreck. Goodness gracious.
Now look at Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin is 2 laps down. Don't tell me he can't win it.
So here we go down the back straightaway. You see the 9 of Chase Elliott all over the rear bumper of Kyle Larson. He tries to squeeze to the outside of him, but Larson does a good job blocking him. Now Larson realizes he's going to go to the inside. This is almost similar to what happened between Joey Logano and Kyle Busch earlier. He tried to go to the inside. They just make contact and they both go around.
Dale Jr. throws a late block on Carl Edwards during the 2004 Atlanta race. This block would ultimately cost Dale Jr. a shot at a championship, and it would have been his only championship he ever would have got during his career. He ruins his chances at a championship by trying to clear himself off the nose of Carl Edwards.
He's trying to drive the car right now faster and harder than the tires will allow him to.
Trouble. Championship contender in trouble. Crashing on the back straightaway.
No.
Can you believe this?
Was that contact with Edwards?
Contact with Carl Edwards, yeah.
Oh, man.
Watch the 99 car of Carl Edwards as Earnhardt Jr. moves up the racetrack. They just make a little bit of contact, at 190 miles per hour. That's the result.
Didn't Junior do something like that?
Here. Wasn't it? Was Ryan Newman?
Was it Ryan Newman?
Yeah.
Racing for the win in the Daytona 500, you want to do whatever you can to put yourself in position. And Brad Keselowski had done that. All he had to do was pass teammate Joey Logano until Joey Logano threw a horrible block on Brad Keselowski, crashing both of them out of the race and giving the win to Michael McDowell.
Keselowski trying to make the move on Logano. Logano throws the block. Logano leads down the back straightaway.
34 is going to push on you. Hold her straight.
The runs on top. Oh! Teammates!
Horrific crash on the final lap of the Daytona 500.
A huge pile up on the final lap of the Daytona 500. Everybody has climbed from their cars.
Direct me for the win.
Deep from fifth on back.
Here comes Ryan Preece to the bottom, to the inside of Ryan Blaney, who's to the inside of Ross Chastain, and then they're going to wreck off of turn 4. Leaders get together. Chase Elliott into the outside wall. The pack blows apart off of turn 4. Nearly all of the race leaders involved spinning and crashing to the front straightaway.
Well, we've got the big one, and we've got the caution. We've got 10, 12, 14 cars involved. Chase Elliott torn up. However, he comes across the line under power. Matty D torn up. You've got Kyle Busch sitting in the ball field and a number of other cars. Brad Keselowski involved, what appears to be Ricky Stenhouse, Eric Almirola. You knew it was coming, and it happened at the front of the field between Chase Elliott and Matt DiBenedetto getting together, and from that point on, it was on.
It was. Chase Elliott tried to block Matt DiBenedetto, and Chase was too late on the block. He and his right rear corner clipped the left front of Matt DiBenedetto. DiBenedetto put the move on trying to go to the outside. Elliott tried to block. It was too late. The crash was on, and now getting through it, Chris Buescher, the race leader, Ryan Blaney, and how about Corey LaJoie? He is now up to the number.
Both of them are going to get tight. You see the flames come out of the pipe of Joey Logano's car, and those cars are almost stuck together. They aren't stuck together, but from an aero standpoint, they are stuck together and just want to go straight.
Well, the air off at 22 changing direction there is why the 17 got tight, right? He goes up. It was pretty obvious to me that he was trying to fill that gap, slow the block, slow the run by Buescher. And as soon as he moved, not only did he get tight, Buescher did as well.
Yeah, and you see him sliding down the back straightaway here. The 11 car of Denny Hamlin had a lot of contact, but you're going to see Joey Logano come up, and when he gets behind this 12 car right here, that's when the thing takes off.
You can hear him live before the contact.
And that's what we've been talking about all day, is when these cars get behind one another, they just lose all that front downforce, and the front tires take off. And as soon as he got up the racetrack like he wanted to, he got behind that 12 car, and watch this thing. He's going to have the wheel cranked to the left and just straight. Hands never even checked up. It was just turn left, and the arrow just got so bad right